Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again, you're very welcome. It's looking like an absolutely stunning day in Adelaide here today, so I trust you're having a good day where you guys are. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Aussie act Grinspoon, and through their song Better Off Alone, we looked at when relationships come to an end, perhaps we do have a bit of time to ourselves so we can work out what's going on. So I trust you found that one encouraging. We're going on to an iconic band that started in Los Angeles in 1985. At the beginning, Izzy Stradlin on rhythm guitar, Duff McKagan on bass, Steve Adler on drums, Axl Rose on lead vocals, and Saul Hudson on lead guitar. You think, who's Saul Hudson? Slash. So of course you know we're talking about the iconic Guns N' Roses. Now, Guns N' Roses were signed to Geffen Records in 1986, only a few months after they started. So this is a bit of a record there, really, about, Geffen Records saw something in these guys and thought, well, let's sign these guys. We're talking mid-1980s, so arena rock was well and truly the theme of the day, and Guns N' Roses are absolutely arena rock. Now, the world of music changed in 1987 when Appetite for Destruction came out. What a great album title, by the way. This is a very extremely significant album. This sold 30 million copies, so it's one of the most high, not the most highest seller, but one of the most highest selling albums of all time, this one. It took 12 months, but it stayed on the charts for 12 months and eventually got to number one. So people were buying this CD cassette, LP. So I think CDs were out at this point. I think it was the Brothers in Arms album, Dire Straits, around that time that, CDs started to come out. So critics have hailed this album as an absolutely significant album. First of all, Axl Rose's vocals, particularly back then, were pretty amazing and perfect for a band called Guns N' Roses. And then we got Slash on lead guitar. Such a perfect name for him, really, Slash, because it's slashing that guitar absolutely. And when you got Izzy, Duff, and Steve doing the rhythm behind all this stuff, pretty amazing act. Now, of course, when you think of Guns N' Roses, there's one song in particular you think of, and many a guitar shop around the world have had this particular riff played over and over again, because this is one of the most recognisable guitar riffs of all time. And apparently the story goes that Slash was playing that, obviously the start to Sweet Child of Mine. And then I think it was, who was it? Izzy, who said, hey, I could put some chords under that. And next minute, the whole band, because Slash was just doing a bit of a warm-up kind of drill kind of thing on his guitar. Next minute, and then we get Axl putting the vocals over the top. Next minute, Sweet Child of Mine was born. Very impromptu, and Claude, one I consider one of the best songs of all time. This one, and it just happened in a very cool and just a very relaxed way. And so Sweet Child of Mine came out, and so Slash got to do his guitar drills every time this song got played. Sweet Child of Mine sort of took the world by storm a bit. We got to see how good Slash's lead guitar is, and of course Axl's vocals as well, and just what is the power of Guns N' Roses. And when you put the album title Appetite for Destruction in there, it says, hang on to your hats, we're going to go for a bit of a ride. So what have we got below the clips? We've got the official clip of this one and a live version. And so you'll get to see, where it all started for these guys pretty much. I thought also I did find a version from just as something completely different. I found a version by the Piano Guys, and this is a bit more reflective and quieter, but I thought I'd chuck that one in there for you as well. But I think the song I wanted to focus on also of Appetite for Destruction is Welcome to the Jungle. Now, just picture the scene. You're standing at the edge of a forest. It's clear where you are and you walk and you think, right, I've got to go through this thing because where I need to go is on the other side. I don't want to walk the 100 kilometers around. I can either walk 100 kilometers around, or I can walk the 10 kilometers through the jungle. What are you going to do? Well, some people wouldn't walk through the jungle. They think, nah, I'm not going to do that. There could be anything waiting for me in there. I'm not going to go in there. I'm going to walk around. But you know what? Something cool about jungles, exciting about jungles. First of all, a bit darker, a bit more mysterious. Yes, there will be animals in there, but you know, if you leave them alone, they'll probably leave you alone. Well, that's the rumor anyway. Don't quote me on that one. Obviously, the trees, the canopy, the babbling brooks that go through the jungle, the element of danger and mystery. This is what makes a jungle such a compelling place. So when you actually say, welcome to the jungle, really what Guns N' Roses are saying, hey, hold on to your hat, guys, here. We're about to go on a bit of a ride here. We got signed by Geffen Records within 7 or 8 months of being formed, so we're invincible right now. So really what they were pleading, this is almost a beg, a plea to the fans, hey, come to the jungle, mate. It's going to be the best experience you've ever had. Guns N' Roses, because of these iconic musicians, knew absolutely what they could offer the world, and they absolutely went with that. So welcome to the jungle. So what jungles are you facing right now? What clearings are you standing in and looking forward? Maybe it's a relationship's about to start. You're thinking, right, they never go well at the start. Well, they do at the very, very beginning, but after about a few weeks, the rapids start to happen. You think, right, am I ready for this? Am I ready to trust myself with love again? Am I ready to trust myself with the relationships again? Because just to assure you right now, it's not that love has failed ever. It's relationships that fail. Love is an ideal which we can all aim towards. And going back from the last video of Better Off Alone, how's that alone gone to prepare you for this next journey? Perhaps you're starting a new job. You know, you're standing at the door of the building and think, right, I've got to walk in here now. I've got to meet the new people, the bosses. I've got to learn to do my work and my processes and procedures, office politics and all the rest of it. Wow, I've got to go to a jungle. Perhaps you're moving towns, you're moving to the city, and cities are absolutely jungles. They're places of all sorts of interesting things. And so you may be facing a jungle in that way. You might be in a jungle right now that isn't going so well. And you're thinking, man, I want to get out of the jungle, but I'm kind of here at the moment. Hang on, just keep walking forward. I think that, and because, you know, life can be scary for some people and challenging for people, and it don't really just feel like a jungle experience, but just know at some point you're going to come out the other side. But if you need to act. You know, don't stay in the jungle. You know, the aim is to get out of the jungle as soon as you can. So there are many opportunities. There are many jungle opportunities in our lives, and let's call them opportunities, because in the jungle you've got to be braver. You've got to be more stronger. You can't go in there being scared and insipid. You've got to be strong in the jungle, otherwise you won't survive. So if you're in the middle of a jungle or you're about to go into a jungle, be strong. Keep walking forward, knowing who you are. So. Pretty amazing album, that one, because the record company said, right, we need another album pretty soon. So what are you going to do? So out come Guns N' Lies in 1988. This went to number 2 on the Billboard chart. So very, absolutely good to get another album. This one sold 10 million copies. So we're up to 40 million albums already. And I suppose the song I wanted to take off this album was Patience. The thing I like about Patience is it's not like Sweet Child of Mine or Welcome to the Jungle. It's complete opposite. And it just shows first of all, the thoughtfulness of these guys and the way that they write songs and their lyrics, and the way that they talk about actually, well, sometimes we need a little bit more patience, particularly when we're in the jungle. How can we use that patience to our advantage? Because, you know, we don't just automatically get patience. We get patience when we use it and learn how to use it. So we've got that one there. That's the official clip on that one. Then, right, and true to Guns N' Roses fashion, in 1991 out came Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. This is a double, well, two albums, debuted at number 1 and number 2. on the Billboard charts. And so Guns N' Roses were absolutely flying. They could not do a step wrong here. And off that one, we've got the iconic Paul McCartney, Live and Let Die. He wrote that one for James Bond. Well, Guns N' Roses thought, well, this one hasn't really been covered by anyone else, so let's give it a bit of a go. This is a massive production. The original recording was pretty full on. What Guns N' Roses done, they just bought the distorted guitar in instead and made this thing absolutely a work of art. Really, this song is absolutely amazing. This version is stunning. And it really just typifies how versatile these guys absolutely are. So we've got a live version of Live and Let Die, which is pretty cool. Now, another song that I kind of like of Guns N' Roses is November Rain. This also came off that Use Your Illusion album pairing. And this is a bit of an epic saga time of song. So we've got, again, all the elements that make Guns N' Roses who they are. Their incredible songwriting to start with, Axl's vocals, the fact that they can go from pretty well nothing to absolutely full-blown rock is pretty amazing. This song is an absolute masterpiece right here. And what makes this song even more iconic is the guitar solo in the middle. You know, when you've got all this noise going on wrong, and all of a sudden Slash cuts through with his incredible lead guitar solo, so lyrical, so perfect for this song, so pleading, so begging. His guitar's absolutely weeping here, to quote George Harrison. And so we've got a live version of that one. Now, I didn't know Axl Rose could play the piano. Well, he can. And he can play it quite well. And of course, there he is sitting at the grand piano in this stadium with just the light on him and nobody else. And of course, he does play with the crowd a bit at the start there and let them know, yes, actually, guys, I can play the piano and I'm going to have a bit of fun here. So the great thing about artists who are successful, you can actually do that sort of stuff because it's only going to make the show better. Of course, a true artist will know how the show will be made better. So Guns N' Roses is very influential on a lot of acts after. They've sort of got elements of punk rock, blues rock, hard rock and glam metal all in there. Of course, if you are doing arena rock, you've got to be arena rockers, and that's well and truly what Guns N' Roses are. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2011. The first year they were eligible for that, by the way, which is pretty cool. Not everybody went to that particular induction. Things weren't particularly good with the guys, but it's good to see that they got inducted anyway. Between 1987 and 2008, now there was a gap of between 93 and 2008 where nothing was released. 6 studio albums, 1 live album, 2 compilation albums, 9 video albums, 23 music videos, 4 EPs, 20 singles. Estimated they've sold around 86 million albums. Of course, we know that 40 million of them were in the first 4 albums, pretty much. They have received the Billboard Award, American Music Awards, and been nominated for Grammy 4 times. Just unfortunately haven't won any of those. So good on you, Axl Rose, Slash, Duff, Steve, Izzy, for creating an iconic band that the world absolutely fell in love with, and you brought your element of hard rock, punk rock to the world. And so the links to those, how many we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips are in the description below. And I've also included my last video from Grinspoon, so if you want to recap on them, feel free. Well, if you've come back for another one, as we've looked at jungle moments today, we never quite know what's going to happen with these videos when we start. But yeah, welcome to the jungle, absolutely. So thank you for coming back, or again, coming here for the first time. It's great to see everybody here. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to go on to a band I do not know much about. But these guys came to mind when I was doing the video on Grinspoon, when these guys supported Anthrax. So given the name, I'm assuming it's going to be either 1 or 2 genres. So we'll find out about them when we get to them. So until next time, catch you around. Bye for now.